Now it's up to you to decide which plan makes the best sense to you. Plan A, continue to consume fossil fuels, pay escalating utility bills, keep contributing to global warming, increase dependency on foreign oil, ensure that the U.S. remains the world leader in wasting fossil fuels, ignore the facts of the energy crisis. Or Plan B, reduce your own utility bills, take advantage of federal credits and rebates, reduce dependency on foreign oil, reduce emissions, help save the planet, invest in renewable energy, increase the value of your home, accomplish all this without affecting your own budget. Now, which one of those plans makes better sense to you, Neil?
Plan B.
It's a little one-sided, right? Ta-da, that's the end of my presentation. You have any questions? No? Sure. Yeah, normally I do a good enough job on these things. At the end, people want to know, how does it work? If I want to do some of this stuff to my home, how would I do it? Well, obviously you figured it out. We do a little bit of everything over here at Direct. Hybrid water heaters, ductwork repair replacement, AC systems, plumbing installation, radiant barrier, full pump. Pretty much anything you can screw glue to the home to make it more efficient, chances are we do it, Neil. There's a few ways to purchase from us. One is to come down to our showroom floors and buy it. We have 5 offices statewide. Come to any of our offices, pick up equipment. We also do home shows and trade shows. We used to do 40 or 50 of them a year. After COVID, that turned into like 20 or 30 a year. But that's where they take energy saving equipment, put it on display at the local malls, home and garden shows. We do a ton of business that way. Last way to get stuff from us is to get into our incentive programs like the Model Home Program. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and show you our showroom and home show prices. These prices are good for today, good for tomorrow, a week, a month, all the way up to a year. Fair enough, Neil?
Yes.
So this is what I would recommend for your home. The first thing that I would recommend is that you replace that old air conditioner out there. That was a 4-ton system. It's a 12 SEER single stage. Upgrading that to a 18, 19 SEER variable speed system is going to make huge differences on that $300 power bill that you have. So that's the first thing that I would recommend for you, Neil. The next thing that I would highly recommend is that you go ahead and aero seal all of that ductwork. You had 10 drops throughout the house. At $750 a drop, that would be $7,500 to do the aero seal. And the air conditioner would be $16,995. I'd also highly recommend that you do the hybrid water heater. That's gonna, make the cost of your water heater go from $70 down to $10, saving you $60 a month. I think that makes a lot of sense for you too, Neil. I'd also highly recommend that you go ahead and re-insulate this property. On 2,200 square feet, we do insulation cheaper than just about anybody. We do it for $299 per square foot. You're looking at $65.78. And I would also highly recommend that you go ahead and do 2 solar attic ventilation fans up there as well. One fan does up to about 1,500 square feet. In this home, I think it would make sense to do 2. You got 2,200 square feet under air plus a 400 square foot garage. It's really 2,600 square feet of attic space. So I definitely recommend you go ahead and do those fans at $19.95 per fan. You're looking at $39.90 to do 2 of them. $1,500 for permitting, engineering, and install would bring us to a grand total here of plus $65.78 plus $69.95 for the water heater, $7,500 for the aero seal plus $16,995 for the air conditioner. You'd be looking at $43,558. Now, Neil, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to get your opinions on what we've done here today and help spread the word of conservation and energy efficiency. So this is how I get paid. I get paid $75 for every one of these evaluations that I do. We turn these in to prove that I was here, right? This is called a homeowner's reaction report. It's kind of like a report card on how I did in my evaluation. What are you usually looking for on a report card? What's that? High marks, A's and B's. You got it, me too, right? So this is pretty simple. You're going to answer questions 1 through 5, A, B, and C questions. Question number 1, it says, after reviewing the energy analysis, Neil, I feel that saving energy is A, very important, B, important, C, not important. What do you think? So you're going to circle an A here, write an A over here, separate place for Mr., separate place for Miss. Please use your answers. We don't want y'all copying off each other, okay? Question number 4, it says the amount of money you feel an energy saving package would save every month. A, 100 plus, B, 75 to 99, C, 50 to 74. How much will this stuff actually save you on your power bill? Well, right now, Neil, you've got a $300 average monthly electric bill, right? If we do the hybrid water heater,
We determined that was gonna save you what, $60 per month on your bill, it was 70, cost of the hybrid's 10, so that saves you 60. That represents around 20% of your power bill. So now you don't have a $300 bill, right? Now it's $240. Now let's say that you do the new AC. New AC saves 35%, but not 35% of 300, 35% of 240, right? So you're looking at $84. Now you don't even have a $240 power bill anymore. Now it's all the way down to $156. Now let's say you do the AeroSeal. AeroSeal saves 15%, but not 15% of 300 or 240, but 156, right? So 15%, that comes out to be another $23 savings on your bill. Now you're down to a $133 bill. Now let's say you do the blown-in, right? Blown-in insulation for the attic floor, bring that up to code, R38, 17 inches. That's gonna cut costs by 10%. That's another $13. Now you're down to $120. Now let's say we do the solar fans. Solar fans save 10%, not 10%, 300, 240, 156, 130, but 120. So another $12. You end up at a $108 power bill. So we go from 300 down to 108. You ended up saving $192 on a $300 energy cost. Make sense? Divide that by 300, we're looking at a 64% reduction on your power bill in this home. Pretty cool, right? I mean, literally, Neil, everywhere you look, there will be something that was done to increase the efficiency of this property and increase the value, right? Question number 5, it says, what features appeal to you the most? Excuse me, what do you like best about what I showed you today? Is it reducing your own carbon footprint, reducing emissions, saving the planet, increasing the value of your home? Some people tell me return on investment or sticking it to the power company, right? They're sick of giving so much money to those guys. But if you just pick one thing, one for you and one for your wife, Mary, and then go ahead and sign it down here where I put the X's. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Put my stuff in my bag. Looks like I'm about to leave. Still got a little bit of time left though, right? So they fill it out, I get it back, I review it. After viewing the energy analysis, I feel that saving energy is A, very important. I gotta agree with you, Neil, it's extremely important. Energy equals money, right? The amount of money you feel in energy saving package is saved by the book, but A100 plus, it was actually 192. You say you cut your power bill 60% in this home by doing all these upgrades, bringing the home up to the new age of efficiency? Yeah, okay. You like saving money. What does this say, Mary? Oh, making the house more comfortable, sticking it to the power pirates. I like that. All right, thank you guys so much. Again, this is how I get paid, so I really appreciate it. Now, earlier I was telling you about a program we have available. They call it the Model Home Program. That's the program I'm going to show you now. There's only a few things you have to do to be eligible for the program. Neil, the first is an evaluation savings letter within 90 days. 3 sentences, 1 paragraph, what you like about what's done to the home, how much money you're saving on your bills, just a testimony. Make sense? They also want 3 homeowner referrals, 3 names and 3 phone numbers of people who live in the state of Florida. We're going to call them and try to set up an eval just like we did for you. They say yes, we go do one. They say no, we don't go do one. We never call them. Pretty simple. 3 homeowner referrals. Make sense? Cool. They also want you to cooperate with our install department on time and day. Give us a time that's good for you and good for us to come out and do the work. The people that sign up at our showroom and home show, they pay $1,500 per install. They say, be here Monday at 9 a.m. We're there at 8:45, wearing bells and whistles. People underneath this program, they try to find a time that's good for you and good for us based on our existing install schedule. For that, they waive all of your install fees. So you get $1,500 off, you don't have to pay for install. Make sense? Cool. They also want 2 copies of your power bill, just a before and after. Copy your power bill before the work was done, copy your power bill after so we can see the difference, how much money you're saving. Last thing they ask is that you accept or decline at the time of presentation. Give us a simple yes, you like the program, or a simple no, you don't. Now, Neil, that's not saying you can't buy stuff from Direct Energy in the future. You can. It just means when you want it, you kind of got to pay what everybody else pays, okay? And I'll show you exactly what this means to you. The first thing that you get for being a part of the Model Home Program is a $2,000 rebate on your air conditioning system. So instead of that being $16,995, under the model home program, it's just $14,995. You also get $300 off per drop on the Aero Seal. So instead of that being $750 a drop, it's $450 per drop. So instead of being $7,500, you're only looking at $4,500. You also get a $1,000 rebate on your hybrid water heating system. So instead of that being $6,995 under the model home program, it's just $5,995. All insulation carries a $500 rebate. So instead of that being $6,578, it's just $6,078, $500 less. And you get $300 off per fan. You're doing two, that comes out to be a $600 rebate. So instead of it being $3,990 under the model home program, it's $3,390. You've agreed to cooperate with our install department on time and day. For doing that for us, we do something for you. We waive all your install fees, saving you $1,500 like we were talking about earlier. That's going to be zero. So instead of your overall project cost being $43,558, under the model home program today, you're only looking at $34,958. Which one makes more sense here, Neil? Paying $43,000 or $34,000? They pay me to ask silly questions over here, Neil. Obviously, the lower makes much better sense. Now, you're also going to be saving money. I mean, at a $300 power bill, you remember that little chart that we did? I forget what it was. It's like 97 grand, right? No, $73,093. $73,093. This is going to cut those costs by, what did we say, Neil? It's like 60%, right? 64%. Well, Neil, you save 64% of $73,093. Over a 10-year period of time, you end up saving $46,779 on electricity costs in this home. If we minus out the 35 grand, what was it, 34,958 that you spent on the upgrades, that means over a 10-year period of time, you end up profiting 34,958. You end up profiting $11,821 and doing all the upgrades virtually free. Now, Neil, which one makes more sense here? Spending $47,000 with the power company over the next 10 years and getting nothing, no investment, no equity, no return, or investing $35,000 into your home and putting almost $12,000 back into your budget over the next 10 years. Which one of those plans makes better sense financially? Investing, right? Obviously, it makes much better sense to invest your money than it does to just waste your money. Now, most people aren't going to write me a check for 35 grand, you know? Most people aren't going to hand me a credit card and go, here you go, Christine, get started. Most people want to take the same money they're spending on their electric bill, use that to pay for the upgrades, or at least the majority. So, Neil, what do you think that you and Mary could afford on a monthly basis to do all these upgrades to the home? Could you afford 20, 30, 40 bucks a month? We're not trying to take bread and butter off the table. What could you comfortably afford? So if it's 40 bucks to do all this to the house, you're on board. Okay, perfect. Well, as you and Mary can see, I got all these lines left over here. I haven't even showed you about the federal rebate programs, and that's a big, big part of this, right? Now, your overall purchase price here is what? $34,958. And this is going to carry a federal credit of 30%. $34,958 times 30% comes out to be $10,487 rebate from the government. Now, have you ever filed a federal credit before, Neil? First-time homebuyer program, cash for clunkers, earned income credit for a child. Any kind of, you have it before? Okay, at the end of the year when you and Mary file your taxes, do you get money back or do you owe money? You get money back how much? A couple thousand? Two, 3,000 you said? Let's say at the end of the year you're getting back $3,000, right? And you got this federal credit for $10,500. That $10,500 goes right on top of the $3,000. Now you get a return from the government for $13,500. Let's say at the end of the year you owe $3,000, right? Let's hope this isn't the case, but just in case. You got this credit for $10,500. That $3,000 you owe the government comes out of your $10,500 credit. Now you get a return from the government for $7,500. These are not deductions, right? They're actual federal credits, like it says here. They're dollar for dollar, added to or deducted from whatever you receive or owe on your income taxes, right? Added to or deducted from. All you do is file this, Neil, on a 5695 federal tax ID form. We do this paperwork for you. All you do is take that as well as a proof of purchase, the receipt. Give that to your accountant, whoever does your taxes, they file a credit for you. Pretty simple stuff, okay? Now you're also gonna be saving money, right? And what you're gonna be saving here is what? $192 per month on your power bill. Well, Neil, that means for the first 18 months, you end up saving $3,456 on energy costs in this home, right? Almost $3,500 you save just over the first year and a half, right? So that means the first year and a half, you collect $10,000 plus from the government at tax time, plus you collect another $3,500 in savings on your power bill, right? We add those two together, it comes out to be $13,943 in rebates, incentives, and savings on your power bill. Make sense so far, Neil? Yeah? Here's the best part of the program, Neil. There is no money down. No money out of your pocket whatsoever. We come out and install everything. Once everything is done and complete, you're then going to sign off on a completion certificate. That lets our banks and finance companies know that the work is done and that you're happy with all of the work. After you sign that completion certificate, you're going to have 18 months with no payments, no interest, no nothing. That gives you the opportunity to collect your federal funds as well as see the savings on your power bill before you ever spend one dime. Now, Neil, you're supposed to take this money and apply it to the balance, right, over that 18 months. The government's giving you this money for making your home efficient. Please spend it on that. If you less that, almost 14 grand from the 34,958, 18 months from now, you end up at $21,015. And that's essentially what you're paying for everything, 21 grand. 18 months from now, you got a couple of options. A, pay that $21,000 off in cash. 50% of our customers do that to avoid any finance or interest charges. B, you can put it on a credit card, maybe you need the miles, maybe you want to qualify it through your own loan program, through your own bank or credit union. If you don't do any of those things after the 18 months expires, this loan is automatically going to roll over to a 0.92% monthly payment factor at a 4.9% interest rate, which means that your monthly payment with us would be $194. Now, Neil, you're still going to be saving $192 a month on the power bill, right? So at that point, it only costs you $2 per month to upgrade the entire home and make it efficient. Now, Neil, earlier you told me if it was $40 out of your pocket, this is something you would go ahead and do. In this case, it's only $2 per month to upgrade the entire home and make it efficient, and that's $2 a month 18 months from now. Neil, do you think that $2 a month 18 months from now would create a financial hardship on you and your wife, Mary? Probably not, right? All I need to get you started on the program is a driver's license. It takes me about 10 minutes to fill out the paperwork. He who talks first loses, right? Let them give you the objections. Let them either say yes or say no. If they get up and go grab me a driver's license, I have a deal, right? If they don't do that, I have to
Ask them to go get their driver's license.
close, right?
You know
I already
what?
asked them that. I already asked for the order.
Did you forget
right?
where that is?
Yeah. I think it might be in your pocket.
Really?
Back pocket. Check there. Yeah. We have a whole process of what we're going to do after this, which you guys will look at in video. Sorry.